Lesson 28 starts on page 144, and the title of Lesson 28 is Composing Words at the Keyboard. Individual words, probably not, yeah, just one word, I think, at the end of these exercises. The session or the lesson objectives include thinking and composing at the keyboard and composing responses at the word level. They do give you some timing goals also at the top of page 144, but you are not to follow those. You are to follow the course standards for timed writings. Down at the bottom of page 144, composing at the keyboard. There are three parts of composing. We know that: the composition, the incubation, and the production. But when you break the production or the production down, you're going to have four different stages. And in lesson 28, we're going to talk about the word response level, just answering questions with one word as the response and your composition production. Then we'll move to the next lesson and do phrase response level. Then we'll move to the third lesson and we'll do sentence response level and paragraph response level. And when we get to that lesson, you'll have to think back and remember what paragraphs are, what they are composed of, and what is included in a paragraph. On page 145, exercise 28.5, let's go to that in the online lab. And I'm going to launch it. I've already done it once, but let's do it again. All right, this is the box you're going to type in. It wants you to type the question and your answer. So the concept of this composition exercise is the question that they're giving us. The incubation time is while you're typing it, thinking about typing the words of the question. You're also thinking about your answer. And then the third stage, production, is when you type your answer. So let's do this. Let's type the letter A, hit the tab key, and type, do you like the weather today? My answer is yes. B, you have to press the enter key after your answer for the first one so you can start the second one. Do you use Facebook? Space bar. Yes. Hit the enter key. C, period, tab key. Are you hungry? No, I just had lunch. Press the enter key. D, period, tab key. Do you read the newspaper? Space bar. Yes. I don't think it really matters if you type your answer starting with a capital letter or a lowercase letter. Just out of habit, I do that. But since your response is not the first word in a sentence, nor is it a proper noun, then you really don't have to answer these questions with words that start with uppercase letters. All right, let's go back to E. Would you like to go into politics? Nope. F. Do you participate in any sport? Only if TV is included. G. Do you like animals? Yes. H. Do you text message? Oh, yeah. I. Do you read the newspaper online? Sometimes I do, so I have to say yes. And J. Do you watch television every day? And I do watch it at night, yes. All right, I'm going to stop right there. Before I click finish though, I need to check my typing. It has to be accurate. So if you see any errors in your typing, click on it, backspace it out or delete it, and correct it. Do you like the weather today? Do you use Facebook? Are you hungry? Do you read the newspaper? Would you like to go into politics? Do you participate in any sport? Do you like animals? Yes, I do, but I need to spell it correctly. Do you text message? Do you read the newspaper? Let's change that to correct spelling. Do you watch television every day? All right. I rushed through it, but I'm assuming it's correct. For time's sake, I'm going to click finished. And the speed of your typing is given to you right here, but it means nothing. Don't worry about it. Your typing speed only matters on timed writings. So let's click next. go to the next exercise, 28.6. On page 146, word response drill, which one? In this case, we're going to type the question and we're going to type the word that responds to it based upon our feelings. So I'm going to type the A and the period and press the tab key. Here's our concept. Would you rather ski or swim? Then we're thinking about it, the incubation period, and here's production. I would rather swim. And again, your response can start with an upper or a lowercase letter, it doesn't matter. B, would you rather drive or ride? I'd rather drive. C, concept. Would you, incubation time, eat or cook? Production time, eat. D, would you rather walk or talk? Walk. E, would you rather hike or bike? Okay, now it's time for production. Hike. All right, check your typing for mistakes. Would you rather ski or swim? Excuse me. Would is misspelled. Rather drive or ride. Oh, there I did it again. I need to put that in autocorrect. There's another one. Okay, I think I'm done. I'm going to click finished. Pardon me. If you'll notice on page 146 in the second blue block, the second question is, are you right or left-handed? There is a hyphenation or a hyphenated phrase in that second question. Are you right or left-handed? Left-handed is hyphenated. There's also a hyphen after right, and then there's a space between the hyphen and or. That is correct. Since the word handed is left out before or, you still have to hyphenate right because it is consistent with the left-handed hyphenation. So don't forget that hyphenation, that hyphen after the word right. Okay, my speed was a little faster here, but it was a little bit different exercise. So again, it doesn't matter. As long as you're typing 25 words a minute or faster on your timed writings, you're good. Okay, we're going to click next. We're going to go to 28.7, which is an opposites exercise for composition. And in this one, they give us a word and we type it, and then immediately after that, we type the opposite of that word. Opposite is an antonym. So A, tab, day, space, night. Your responses might be different. It doesn't matter as long as they're truly opposites. Salt, pepper. C, tab, mother, father, or you could put dad, daddy. D, uncle, space, aunt. E, grandmother, and you could say grandpa or grandfather or papa or whatever. F is rich. Whoops, forgot the tab key. Rich, space, poor. G, tab, war, space, peace. H, tab, young, space, old. I, tab, love, space, hate. J, tab, hot, and space, and cold. And again, when you're finished with a group, proofread it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Spaces, I mean periods after all of them. Yes, day, night, salt, pepper, mother, father, uncle, aunt, grandmother, grandfather, rich, poor, war, peace, young, old, love, hate, hot, cold. Okay, I don't see any obvious errors, so I'm going to click finished. And I'm going to click next. And we have a 3-minute timing here. It says key the paragraph shown for 28.3 on page 148. 3-minute timing will begin when you start keying. If you finish before the time expires, start over. And at the bottom of page 147, it's telling you about syllabic intensity, which means in your timed writings, if your words are very short and simple and sweet, then your syllabic intensity is low and the words or the timing would be easier to type. The exact opposite of that is the syllabic intensity would be high, which means the words in the selection that you're typing are longer words with more syllables. A syllable is a part of a word. For example, opposites. If you think about the word opposites, it has three parts. Opposites. Grandfather, grandfather, three syllables. If you think about the one word, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, that's one word, but it has a bunch of syllables in it. It's a booger to type. So, the syllabic intensity is the average number of syllables per word. An SI value will give an approximate indication of how difficult a particular block of text will be to keep. And when you take the timings here, you're going to want to decide if you're working on speed or accuracy. And I think they ask you to do the timings twice, one time for speed and one time for accuracy. In our course, your speed only has to be 25 words a minute. If you're typing faster than that, great. Good for you. Knock your socks off. But if you're making a lot of mistakes, it doesn't matter how fast you type. Nobody cares how fast you type if you're making a lot of mistakes. So type accurately. But if your speed does not increase much over 25 words a minute, you're still fine. It doesn't matter what the book says your speed goal is. The course goal is 25 words a minute. So stick with that and higher. Just be accurate. If you have at the end of the semester, if your typing speed is 25 words a minute, and you have no mistakes, your timed writing has a grade of 80, which is a B. If you have a timed writing of 25 words a minute and you are typing the 3 minute timed writing and you're allowed to have three errors. So if your timed writing results in 25 words a minute with three errors, you still pass. It's not pretty, but it's still passing. It's a 60 because of the three errors. So your timed writing grades are pretty much based on accuracy, which means the fewer errors you make, the higher your timed writing grade will be. So just because you're allowed to have errors doesn't mean that it's still an A. Each error counts points off of the grade. Your timed writings that you're doing are 3 minutes long. We have nothing shorter than 3 minutes in this class. All timed writings are either 3 minutes now, and pretty soon they'll be 5 minutes long. So at the bottom of page 148, you'll see exercise 28.3-28.4. One's for speed, one's for accuracy. And that's what you're going to be doing is both of those. One of them you try and increase your speed, one of them you make sure your accuracy is good. You can do these as many times as you want to between now and the deadline. But just remember, I grade the best one out of the exercise and all the attempts that you did. So do your best work, be accurate, think about what you're typing and then think about what your answer will be, and then watch the video for lesson 29.